Service for us is about the individual. It's about unlocking the potential in that individual through the lens of service as an intervention that in turn creates better communities. And the founding vision of the Jefferson Awards was to tell the very best stories of the very best Americans, both nationally and locally, and use that power of storytelling with scale to elevate the best of the country and to inspire those who were doing amazing things to think that they could do more.
Our capacity to change the world turns on our willingness to get proximate, to get closer to the marginalized, the excluded, the disfavored, those who are living in the bad parts of town. Our capacity to get closer to those who are struggling is the way in which we begin to change the world. And when we recognize that power, we can do things that can't otherwise be done.
Service is the responsibility and the joy. And the benefit of service is it brings everybody together. And that's the spirit of multiplying good.
Hello, I'm Josephine Lee, President and Artistic Director of Chicago Children's Choir. Thank you so much to Multiplying Good for including us in this wonderful event. CCC is a nonprofit organization that was founded in direct response to the American Civil Rights Movement in 1956 to inspire and change lives by uniting youth from diverse backgrounds to create future leaders through the power of music.
You can be amazing, you can turn a phrase into a weapon or a drug. You can be the outcast or be the backlash of somebody's lack of love. Or you can start speaking up. Nothing's gonna hurt you the way the words do when they settle neath your skin. Kept on the inside with no sunlight, sometimes a shadow wins. But I wonder what would happen if you say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you, I just wanna see you. Just wanna see you, I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you, I just wanna see you. Just wanna see you, I wanna see you be brave. Everybody's been there, everybody's been stared down by the enemy. Falling for the fear and dust of disappearing. Bow down to the mighty. Don't run, just stop holding your tongue. Maybe there's a way out of this cage where you live. Maybe one of these days you can let the light in. Show me how big your brave is. Say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. And since your history won't do you any good, did you think it would? Let your words be empty, but empty the truth. Say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. 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 I wanna see you be brave.
Welcome to the 2020 Jefferson Awards, an evening dedicated to celebrating the transformational power of service to others. I'm Hillary Schaefer, CEO of Multiplying Good. Since our founding in 1972, we have used recognition of extraordinary public service to inspire people just like you to find the issues and causes you care about most and make an impact in the lives of others through service. The Jefferson Award is an acknowledgement of the highest level of service. At its core, the award connects us to each other and to the values and ideals upon which our great country is built. For nearly 50 years, Jefferson Awards have been given to those who dedicate their lives to bringing us ever closer to those ideals. Tonight, we'll honor 5 unsung heroes from local communities where we partner with the media to broadcast good news stories, 3 youth-led service teams who participate in our Students in Action program, 2 phenomenal individuals that represent institutions that know the importance recognition has on culture, 3 national icons of service, and so much more. During the show, you'll see a few of Multiplying Good supporters and partners, including news anchors from media outlets across the country. Throughout the year, these anchors and others uncover and share encouraging stories as a key part of their outlet's news coverage. We are grateful to them for their dedication to our mission. Thank you for joining us for what I know will be the most inspiring hour on the internet. What began as an event held on the floor of the United States Supreme Court is today the largest convening of individuals dedicated to service to others. Although I'm disappointed we're unable to host the awards in person, being able to celebrate service with you, your families, our supporters, and so many people impacted by service is a fitting testament to our work. Now, it's my incredible pleasure to introduce Emmy Award-winning journalist, Multiplying Good Board of Selectors member, anchor of CBS Evening News, and my dear friend, Norah O'Donnell.
Thank you so much, Hillary. I'm proud once again to be part of the Jefferson Awards. You know, for years, these awards have fittingly been held in our nation's capital, and under normal circumstances, hundreds of people would gather in person for a moving and glamorous gala to celebrate service. Tonight, we all know things look a little bit different, but we're thrilled that people from all over the country can now be part of this special event. I want to send a special hello to those watching from the 12 communities where Multiplying Good has staff working on the ground fueling public service, and those in cities where we have valuable strategic partnerships. The Multiplying Good staff, Hillary, and the Board of Governors and I are excited to have everyone tuning in tonight, and we encourage you to share your experience with us. So if you see something that moves you, let us know by chatting in the box below. Share your congratulations and best wishes on social media by using #CelebrateGood and @MultiplyingGood. Now, throughout the broadcast, you'll have an opportunity to support Multiplying Good by donating. Every dollar that's donated goes directly toward multiplying the impact of service. That is one of the few things that has brought us together and is carrying us through these most difficult times. So let's get to it. Our first set of awards are presented to local Jefferson Award recipients. For these 5 grassroots unsung heroes, the journey to become a National Jefferson Award recipient begins when their media outlet, a participant in Multiplying Good's Media Partner Program, chooses them to represent the outlet as a finalist. Tonight, it is my privilege to co-host this event with a few anchors from that program. We are partners in telling good news stories. Take a look.
Multiplying Good's Media Partner Program gives stations like mine, WBOC-TV, Delmarva's news leader, the chance to share the stories of community heroes who are using service to others to transform their neighborhoods. By hosting Jefferson Awards in our local communities, we elevate the good happening all around us. And we're not alone. 112 media outlets in 39 markets reaching 100 million Americans present local Jefferson Awards to people making a difference. Tonight, recipients from 5 media outlets will receive Multiplying Good's highest award for a grassroots unsung hero, the Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis Award for outstanding public service benefiting local communities. These recipients are chosen by Multiplying Good's esteemed board of selectors. And now it is my pleasure to present the 2020 Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis Award recipients.
Hello, my name is Major Etta Renee Gray, and I'm from the great city of Millersville, Georgia.
Kids are my passion.
And it's that passion that's let Major Etta Renee Gray serve her community for 28 years with the Milledgeville Police Department. Growing up in Middle Georgia, she says her family played a big role in her career path.
We was always taught to give back to the community. So kind of getting into law enforcement was my tool, my avenue to continue to do what I was born to do, as I say.
And she's done just that. Since her time as a young officer, Major Gray has been working to improve the community through kids.
We had, unfortunately, had to deal with a lot of youth in the community from the law enforcement standpoint.
So she decided to step up and try to help those kids in need.
The then Chief of Police, Woodrow Blue, I went to him and said, there's got to be a better way. In I think it was 99 or either 2000, I said I wanted to start a summer camp for kids called the Junior Police Academy, and he gave me the go-ahead.
That program started with 25 students, and after 12 years, the program averaged 150 students each year.
Teaching them about drugs, gangs, peer pressure, bullying, making the correct life choices.
And her current Chief of Police, Dre Swickard, wanted to continue to expand that program.
So he got me certified to teach GRATE, which stands for Gang Resistance Education and Training.
Major Gray has been instrumental in getting programs in the force that help the community, like the Specialized Patrol Unit, that not only helps children, but adults as well.
It is with my incredible pleasure and excitement that I get to share with you that you are one of the 5 Jacqueline Onassis Award recipients this year.
Oh my It's not about me, it's just me wanting to do better for my community and the people that I come in contact with. My passion to help and to serve has been instilled in me from childhood. And that is my mission in life, is to serve others. I truly believe that is why I was put here, is to serve others and to impact their lives positively and forever change them in a better way.
My name is Nancy Abraham, a resident of Madison, Wisconsin, where the first national conference occurred, forming what we now call NAMI. People in those days were still sort of saying, in general, societally, well, if you work harder and the individual works harder, there's no reason why they can't get better. I'm not saying the psychiatrists were saying that, at least not to us, but that was kind of a prevailing myth in the society. And it was clear to me that's not how it worked. There were people who were ready for this, as was I. You know, we were ready to come together. And we decided that we would focus on advocacy, education, and support. It is my honor to be here, having worked these past 4+ decades to multiply good for my son, who manifested schizophrenia in 1974, a brain disorder of serious and persistent mental illness, as well as working with and on behalf of others with serious mental illnesses. This award is for me a recognition of all who have lived with the brain disorders of mental illness. and a tribute to their families and professionals who have and are walking with us. At this time, we continue to look for better medications, more evidence-based community treatment programs, rather than jails and prisons, speedy research in the causes of these diseases, and yes, cures. And especially grateful that the needs of and the work with and for persons with the brain disorders of mental illness has been lifted up. Thank you.
Hi, we're Mike and Lisa Irvin with Flint Hills Foster Teen Camps, Manhattan, Kansas, and we're helping change a course of history, one foster teen at a time.
Every summer, just outside Manhattan, Kansas, there's a camp with campers from all backgrounds that all have one thing in common. They're foster teens.
It's just always been a passion to work with teens and especially the at-risk, because truly, who is?
It was about 10 years ago Mike and Lisa Irvin had that realization that there really is no organization solely dedicated to helping teens in the foster care system. So they created the Flint Hills Foster Teen Camp.
Now you take a foster teen, 12 to 18 years old, that's been abused, and you're gonna ask him to go down this balance beam blindfolded? It gets real fast.
It's in these challenges the teens begin to open up, share their stories of what life is like growing up in the system. A system Mike and Lisa admit is complicated and tends to follow a pattern.
You know, some of my past, I mean, it was not all great. I went through a lot of stuff too, and I mean, had some abuse take place in my life, and it's just like, you know, what can we do? But it seems like this age or this generation of young person, with that added to that, they have enough struggles, enough issues.
Mike and I decided we can't take care of the big picture, but we can start working with the kids one-on-one. And if we can break that cycle of abuse, imagine the ripple effect.
At camp, these teens finally get a chance to work through their issues, to have an adult who truly cares and listens. And it gives Mike and Lisa a chance to have an impact on a foster teen's life that maybe for the first time was a positive impact.
Teens have said over the years, they say it truly feels like something is peeled off of me. Like I can go do something. Because the whole thing about camp is to encourage and to build up. Say, guys, you can take your futures back. You can.
Gosh, so far we have had over 500 come to camp, and we have chosen to try to answer this call of this generation of foster teens that are crying out.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
When the sun goes down, young people without electricity in poor communities around the globe study by kerosene and candlelight. To give students a few more hours of light for learning, Doug McNeil described in a past interview how he and fellow engineer Jess Salem invented a renewable lighting source. It uses a battery, solar panel, charged control circuit, and an LED strip. Doug and Jess founded Lighting for Literacy in 2012. Since then, the group's given away 1,000 lighting systems for free, benefiting 20,000 young people in dozens of places worldwide, most recently in Mexico, the Philippines, and Ethiopia. And Doug's commitment has not dimmed, even though his co-founder Jess died of cancer, and Doug himself now battles ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, that significantly weakened his muscles. He requires 24-hour care and communicates with an optical scanner. It reads his eye movement to slowly type out words for the computer to speak.
The greatest joy I receive from Lighting for Literacy is empowering youth to change the world with simple technology.
With the support of Los Gatos Morning Rotary and United Methodist Church, thousands of Bay Area students learned science and technology as they volunteered to assemble the lights for shipment.
I would like to be able to solve whatever problem comes my way.
Other students, like Carolyn Wagner, go on the group's trips. They install the lights and give away books while building houses for the underserved in Mexico.
You have this knowledge that you were able to change someone's life.
With the support of his wife and family, Doug models perseverance in the face of adversity.
Hello, my name is Jessica Eastland, Doug McNeil's daughter, and I'm honored to be sharing his acceptance speech with you this evening. Thank you so much for this award. I am deeply honored to be recognized in this way, and there are so many equally deserving of this tribute. My fellow nominees, you have each contributed by giving back and raising human potential around the world. You all inspire me. You too, watching from home, have the ability to leave a positive mark on this world. When your opportunity arises, don't hesitate to take it. Our opportunity started as what was supposed to be a one-time community Earth Day project. Soon after, we realized that this was so much bigger than us. LFL came to be as it is today thanks to science, sustainability, and service above self. What started in a small farming community in Colonet, Mexico, has become a legacy program that has since spread to 40 international communities. The project has been adopted by schools and youth groups across the United States. Don't doubt that you can make a difference. Trust the process and let love and compassion guide your way. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your evening.
In addition to the 2020 National Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis Award recipients, let's take a moment to celebrate everyone who has received a local Jefferson Award this year.
Today tastes like a new tradition, like an old favorite. Tastes like all hands on deck, and all eyes on the prize. Today tastes like a piece of the action, and it never tasted this good.
Hi everyone, I'm Dean Stevens from ABC News 4 right here in Charleston, South Carolina. A key part of Multiplying Good's mission focuses on building a generation of empathetic leaders and change makers. Young people who believe in themselves and who have the self-confidence, the passion, the skills, and the support they need to make meaningful change in the world. Across the nation, Students in Action's young leaders perform service projects and compete for the opportunity to have their team recognized with the National Jefferson Award. Again, our board votes, choosing 3 surprise awards: bronze, silver, and gold, all to be unveiled for you tonight.
The power of service to others is life-changing. It made me feel really empowered, it made me feel
important, I'll say that for sure. It kind of helped with self-esteem issues and things like that, knowing that I was helping others, so it made me feel like kind of an asset to society.
Young people go into their schools and their team and they do 3 core things. They plan and facilitate excellent service projects. They capacity build their peers and their community members to do the same. And then they recognize themselves and their peers for excellence in service with the Jefferson Award.
Our programming really stands out among that of other youth service providers, in large part because we are intentional in our approach to making sure that young people from all walks of life, from different types of community, whether that be urban, suburban, or rural, from various socioeconomic backgrounds, we intentionally create an environment where those students get the opportunity to cross paths and work together.
We are on the ground in every community that we serve. We have staff people who live in and are part of the communities where we work. So instead of just mailing people a toolkit or sending something online, we are able to develop and implement programs that are about and of the community.
A lot of the things that we do at our high school is student-led. So when we're discussing things, they come up with their own ideas and we kind of guide them in the right direction. So I think they learn independence, they learn to speak their voice, they learn to deal with issues that they really care about.
They didn't just wait on adults to tell them what to do, and they emotionally were impacted. They wanted to make changes that they could see.
I had a funder say to me, I wish I could hire those young people because, you know, I interview interns and I can't find interns that are as well-spoken and articulate and passionate as the young people that I just heard from who are participants in Students in Action with Multiplying Good.
Through Students in Action, I think one of the biggest things I've had to learn is sometimes it's a lot better for me to stand back and let other people kind of join in and either lead them or let them lead me.
Without teamwork, basically, we cannot do anything. I mean, it's the teamwork that gets everything done on time and it gets it done right.
We all have different skills, we have different ideas, and when we put them together, we just have this great mind to do good in the world.
SIA taught us to reach our community through compassion and empathy, and how to take a story and use it to inspire and motivate people.
It's about all kids coming together to learn across their differences about what they want community to be, and then to put that into action.
I think one thing I noticed is suddenly they started looking outside of themselves. They started looking at each other, they started looking at the people around them, within our school, within our community.
You know, one of those kids who struggle in your class, you'll see them excel, and when you see that happen, you can't put money on that. But when the kid comes up to you and you just see the look in their eyes, that's priceless.
The 2020 Jefferson Award Bronze Students in Action team worked to combat climate change by dedicating 1 month to raising awareness of critical environmental and sustainability issues. Congratulations to Andover High School from Andover, Minnesota. The Silver Students in Action team comes to us from Los Angeles, California. In a city with a significant number of youth in the foster care system, the SIA team from Sage Oak Charter School chose to make the emotional and mental health of these youth the focus of their service project. The team implemented a comprehensive set of projects that provided emotional and educational support, including the creation of monthly Hope classes for youth at the Optimus Youth Homes and Family Services. So tonight, congratulations, Sage Oak Charter School. Now for this year's National Gold Banner team, an incredible group from Greenville, South Carolina. Their service project was personal after their community lost a recent graduate to suicide. They focused their service efforts on mental health. Take a look.
This year, our focus was on promoting positive mental health strategies. We wanted our peers to understand that they are not alone. 1 in 5 people are experiencing mental health issues right now in this country. Mental health is essential for the development and realization of every person's bright future.
This is remembrance of losing him.
At his funeral, there was a newfound awareness around those closest to him about his suffering. Depression, anxiety, self-harm, and suicide. Every student on our team knows at least one young person that has taken their life due to one of the following. But there are still so many more fighting and struggling to make it through each day.
Losing someone to suicide is heartbreaking. The death not only affects their family, but also everyone they knew. I have experienced losing someone very close to me, and it truly changed me. Our team addressed mental health and suicide because it affects everyone. It was a message that needed to be heard, and that was our goal.
Our team wanted students to know that there's help out there and that it's okay to ask for it. We wanted to stop the stigma by hosting the Treat Yourself 2020 conference.
We invited 21 diverse community members from a variety of occupations to come and speak with the students. Each of these adults had overcome different obstacles as they grew up. Depression, anxiety, poverty, discrimination, just to name a few. Students were able to recognize themselves in these adults and through their conversations receive advice and encouragement that they could succeed as well.
Overall, reflecting on the past year of service, our goal as a team was to be those people in our schools that other students could turn to if they needed help. By hosting the Treat Yourself 2020 conference, we overcame the differences between us and became a family. But more importantly, we fundamentally rejected the idea that teenagers can't do anything because they're teenagers. A small group of students can make a big impact on their community. We became the change we wanted to see in the world, and in turn, we became students in action.
Congratulations to the 2020 Students in Action teams honored tonight, and to all the teams making such an impact, multiplying good.
I hope you're enjoying this show. How about those students? Congratulations to all the recipients honored so far tonight. Multiplying Goods programs really do highlight the very best Americans. But tonight's recipients don't only come from its programs. The organization also accepts nominations of public figures and companies that have demonstrated a high level of impact through service. These nominations undergo a rigorous selection process before they make it to tonight's stage, or to our winter Jefferson Awards held annually in New York City. Also a great event. Earlier this year, Multiplying Good presented Jefferson Awards for Outstanding Public Service in Professional Sports to NFL player Larry Fitzgerald and Olympian Dawn Staley. J.C. Hall received the Jefferson Award for Outstanding Public Service benefiting the New York community, and the Jefferson Award for Outstanding Public Service by an individual 25 years and under went to 6-year-old Owen Colley. And tonight, our recipients include a business with a mission to do good, a nonprofit leader changing the lives of thousands of foster youth and families, and an award-winning actress and activist you'll hear about a little later tonight. Now, here's our first recipient.
Thank you. This is such a great honor. I want to thank the Board of Multiplying Good and the Jefferson Award Selection Committee for recognizing my work helping children that have suffered the trauma of abuse and neglect. Tonight, through no fault of their own, almost 500,000 children are finishing their dinners and their homework and going to bed in the foster care system. I've dedicated my life to creating solutions so that every one of these young people will have hope and just as much opportunity to live their dreams as all of us. Our program helped change a young man's life named Fred, one of 10 children born to a struggling family in Mississippi. He and his siblings went to foster care and he participated in several of our programs. After I met Fred, we started an additional enhancement providing extra support for LifeSet participants who wanted to go to college. Fred worked for 2 Fortune 500 companies after graduating before becoming an entrepreneur and has developed a computer business of his own now. He is now a member of our National Board of Directors. After 4-year-old Cash's mother died, he was put in foster care. His father hadn't been too involved in his son's life and seemed in no shape to help. Dad was homeless, unemployed. In years past, case managers might not even have given the single dad a chance to gain custody of his son. But things are slowly changing. More people now believe in one of Youth Village's core values. Children are raised best by their families. We believe that our country is on the cusp of real transformative change in children's systems that has been years in the making. We know what's possible and there's no turning back. On behalf of Youth Villages, we appreciate that the Jefferson Award is shining a light on these important issues and solutions. Thank you again for this honor and this opportunity to share our story.
Congratulations, Patrick. Now for our next recipient.
Wow. Hi, everyone. Well, this isn't exactly the way we planned on spending the evening together, but I'd like to go ahead and thank Multiplying Good for this award. It's truly an honor, especially knowing that we are in such good company. I joined TOMS 4.5 years ago, but I've been a fangirl for much longer. In hindsight, I can't say for sure that TOMS ever meant to change the way consumers think about the power of their purchase, or to inspire an entire industry rooted in doing good. But that is exactly what happened. 14 years later, our community of supporters, employees, and giving partners have helped bring shoes, sight, and safe water to more than 100 million people around the world. As an organization that has existed to serve and empower others, we've been able to do a lot of good, but we've also learned a lot along the way. We've made the bold decision to decouple our impact from our original one-for-one model. Now, for every $3 we make, we give $1 away. We're focused on supporting grassroots organizations that are working on innovative ways to build a more equitable future. We know this is the right next step for TOMS, and we can't wait to see how our community will come together and what they will continue to do in meaningful ways, and how you, this community of change makers, doers, and optimists, will continue to do the same. So again, thank you so much for this honor. To all the other Jefferson Award recipients, we are humbled and inspired to be in your camp. Let's keep fighting the good fight. We can build a better tomorrow together. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Joe Sandberg.
I'm Scott Perry.
As a member of Multiplying Good's Board of Governors, I've seen firsthand how crises increase the need for service.
In May, with our nation reeling from the effects of COVID-19 and on the brink of multiple uprisings in response to the injustices facing Black Americans, Multiplying Good turned its lens to the helpers.
We launched the 1 in a Million Awards campaign to honor individuals and organizations making a difference in service of those responding to crisis. These unique circumstances allowed us to give everyone a chance to recognize those who inspired them.
We set out to celebrate 1 million people for doing good. We were inspired by the overwhelming response. Thanks to people like you, we were able to award more 1 in a Million awards than we thought possible. Tonight, we think it's important to take a moment to highlight a few of the 1 in a Million campaign's recipients, because right now, being in community with others and working towards good is more important than it has ever been. Raising Multicultural Kids was founded after its co-presidents Kelly Lamb's kindergartner experienced multiple racial incidents at school. After reaching out to the local community for support, she found that her family was not the only one experiencing racial issues.
But this group of parents decided to take ownership of what was happening in their community in order to bring about positive change. They doubled their efforts as tensions rose in our nation, as Black Americans and allies rightfully and justifiably peacefully protested racial injustice.
When New York was the COVID epicenter, more than 55,000 people received care from Northwell. That is more than any other U.S. health system. Clinicians, caregivers, and behind-the-scenes co-workers quickly expanded capacity by 50%, adding 2,000 more beds. Lab professionals worked 24/7 to open New York's first COVID testing lab, processing hundreds of thousands of tests. Members of the United Steelworkers Union are nurses and aides, healthcare workers, grocery store workers, employees, teachers, airport workers, taxi drivers. They manufacture toilet paper and sanitizer, motorcycles, air conditioners, cement, and wind turbines.
From helping immigrant community members to fill out census forms, to tending to vegetable gardens, cooking meals, donating food, and operating food pantries, to sharing COVID response tools, pizza for healthcare workers, and providing PPE resources.
These unsung heroes deserve recognition for the commitment to creating a better tomorrow through outstanding service.
Wilmington, Delaware-based Labwares created an innovative system for rapidly capturing and communicating COVID test results, an essential element that makes effective testing at scale a real near-term possibility for the United States. Labware's field collection kit will also enable rapid communication of testing results anywhere across the country. The Women's National Basketball Players Association has galvanized the entire WNBA community to dedicate the 2020 season to fight systemic racism and social injustice. The league launched a new platform, the Justice Movement, and created the WNBA, WNBPA Social Justice Council. The Social Justice Council's mission is to be a driving force of necessary and continuing conversation about race, voting rights, LGBTQIA advocacy, gun control, and other societal matters. These collaborative efforts represent an unprecedented and bold commitment to advancing social justice by the longest-standing U.S. sports league for professional women athletes.
Recognition champions nominate their most outstanding recipient to be considered for tonight's top award. Multiplying Good's Board of Selectors has chosen just 2 to receive the National Jefferson Award for Outstanding Public Service. This year's recipients represent a world-class educational institution and a legendary food and beverage corporation. Both have proven that people and a commitment to do good are at the heart of creating a successful and lasting brand.
So the work that I focus on is serving youth in foster care. I started a nonprofit called Up3, which stands for Unlocking Passion, Purpose, and Potential in Foster Youth. And essentially what we do is we identify the youth's area of passion or their strength. And we use that passion or strength as a vehicle to expose them to new experiences, to new people, and to teach them ever so critical life skills. We all, or almost all of us, have passions. We have things that that give us an outlet, things that make us feel good about ourselves, things that that give us perspective. But a lot of youth in foster care have never experienced that.
Yeah, raising those kids up, that's wonderful. Thank you, Anne. And Jackie, tell me about your service work.
I'm the proud founder and president of Worldwide Community First Responder. We provide health education and training for first aid and first response. We've been doing this for about 9 years, and we have trained and educated over 350,000 people locally and abroad. And we train people how to save lives. I don't know how else to say it better, but this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I do every day.
Service undoubtedly makes an amazing difference in the lives of others, whether it be those who we serve. So the difference that I see in the youth that I work with is phenomenal. They have a new sense of identity. They have confidence about them. And I also see the people that have joined me in this journey, just seeing them also come alive in their own way, almost reverting back to the basics in life, which is doing good and helping people.
You can see the way they talk about our mission, the way they talk about what we do. We teach people how to save lives, and what else is more important than that? And the pandemic and everything that's going on with COVID-19 and everything that's going in the world, what is more important than your life? So it has given people that I know a purpose.
Universities and workplaces have been heavily impacted this year. How have you continued to serve during this pandemic, and what role has it had?
I think the role that service has had in this past year, particularly for me at Coca-Cola, has been incredible. To see an organization as big as Coca-Cola literally pivot from one day to the next to focus on the things that are happening in this world has been incredible.
Pandemic has given a great opportunity for me, for WCFR, Worldwide Community First Responder, to do what we do best.
Now, most people, including you two, participate in service with no expectation to receive anything back, any recognition. But how has being recognized with the Jefferson Award inspired you?
It's legitimized it for me and just validated that this sort of work is absolutely valued.
Doing nonprofit work is not easy, although it's very rewarding itself because I'm passionate about it, but it's not easy. So it encouraged me to do more. It gives me somewhat of a boost to do what I do and continue doing what I do and saving lives.
And Jackie, congratulations on your Jefferson Award recognition, and thank you for multiplying good.
In addition to the 2020 national recipients, let's take a moment to celebrate everyone who's received a local Jefferson Award this year.
Since we entered our new daily routine, and with so many Americans struggling to navigate crises, the value of staying connected is clearer to everyone. Social media has become an essential lifeline connecting families and schools and workplaces. And we know that not everything shared on social media is worth your time, but we've seen stories of service, bravery, and generosity ease isolation, keep people informed, and help everyone find the meaningful moments of inspiration that we so desperately need. With that in mind, Multiplying Good used social media to highlight the one-minute stories of the grassroots unsung heroes being celebrated tonight. We asked all Multiplying Good's followers to share, like, and comment on the one-minute story that had the biggest impact on them. And here are the top social media community builders.
In the nearly 50 years of Jeff's Awards recipients, I've had so many beautiful moments. Kirk Douglas stands out among the best of the best. Not only was he a movie star supreme, a product of America's dreams and a poster child for giving back, he maintained a gracious and unassuming attitude while actively participating in our program. He showed unwavering support and appreciation of our goals. When he came to the United States Supreme Court to give out the awards, he walked into the room and the whole room tilted. Everybody abandoned everybody and made a beeline to Kirk Douglas. And he greeted them all graciously and with great humility. And then in the Supreme Court, when the ceremony started, he made his point. Life is not really being famous. Life is about shining a spotlight on unsung heroes all around the country who are making a difference. By the 1960s, John Lewis was one of the nation's most recognized civil rights leaders and one of the youngest fighting segregation on every front. Despite being arrested more than 40 times and sustaining severe physical injuries, Lewis stayed true to the philosophy of nonviolence, and his commitment to the civil rights movement reached the national stage. Congressman Lewis was a beloved member of the Multiplying Good community, having received a Jeffs Award in recognition for his extraordinary service to others. In fact, one might consider Lewis's life and work a bridge connecting all of us to each other and to the values upon which our great country is built.
And I think the civil rights movement of the 60s demonstrated that the way of love, that the way of peace, the way of nonviolence is the more excellent way. It shows us that if we use what we have to love and not to hate, to build and not to tear down, then we too can help build a beloved community, a nation and a world community at peace with itself.
Roger Horchow was one of the people I'm so honored to have known in my life, among so many of the wonderful people I've had the privilege of meeting. Personally, he was always understated and mindful of others. He was a generous man. For years and ongoing, it was Roger's donation that has made our whole youth program and leadership and service program come to life and make it sustainable. It was our privilege to name an award on the name of Roger Horchow because of his humility, because of his leadership, because of his ability to make a difference. He cared so deeply about the community and the country. What an honor for us.
Jefferson was sometimes disappointed in the judgments of the Supreme Court. He said, "In the arguments in favor of a Declaration of Rights, you omit one which has great weight with me, the legal check which it puts in the hands of the judiciary. This is a body which, if kept independent, will merit great confidence for its integrity." Those words lift my spirits and the spirits of all federal judges, even to this very day. I thank you so much for honoring me tonight.
Hello all. What an incredible honor to be receiving this Jefferson Award today, and I mean that because there are many awards and accomplishments out there, various tokens of approval to validate us. It's like Super Mario World out there. I'm a child of the 80s, yes. It's like in Super Mario World when you'd collect gold coins and Mario would like fist pump every time he got a gold coin. and you get that pleasant hit of the dopamine from the ding, and then immediately you'd forget it and move on to a different coin. And most awards are gold coins, but this award feels different. Truth be told, sometimes when I talk about altruism, I feel a bit fraudulent because there's a misconception that giving comes with sacrifice, that to help others you have to take away from yourself, and sometimes I just nod along when people share that mentally, but it's not true. Giving does not have to come at a price, I don't think, and there's a story about my mom that gets told around the dinner table sometimes. I think I was probably 6 months old. It was Thanksgiving. My dad went to work or run an errand or something, and when he got back, the doors to the house were open and there were multiple homeless people sitting in the living room, and my mom was just cooking away, and he came running in and said, "Who are all of these strange people?" And my mom flatly answered, "Oh, those people needed food, so I invited them in." And my dad was like, obviously, well, what if something happened? What if someone took the baby? But my mom asked a different kind of what if. What if people who need food are able to eat tonight? What if people who need a boost are able to get one? What happens then? Most of the other awards celebrate an individual's capacity for performance, yet this salutes an individual's capacity for growth. And I feel so proud to be a part of the incredible group of recipients before me, all who have dedicated a portion of their lives to the we instead of the me. So thank you to Multiplying Good for recognizing me and for generally recognizing acts of service around the world. I am so very appreciative.
Hello from the San Francisco Bay Area, one of 12 Multiplying Good leadership communities. I'm Jack Russey, board chair of Multiplying Good, and I want to send a very special thanks to our community of donors throughout the country. Their generosity is what made everything you just saw possible.
My name is Artavia Berry, Executive Director here in the Bay Area. Students in Action, media partners, and recognition champions are the heart of our work in our leadership communities. Every day, our local staff is hard at work creating a culture of service in schools, workplaces, and throughout our entire community. Alongside our local board members, we are transforming lives through service and recognition.
We hope you enjoyed the show this evening, and thanks for tuning in. We gave you a look into what it means to be part of a community of people dedicated to making our country better through service. Every student, educator, employer, news anchor, award recipient, and donor help us make ripples of good that reverberate and impact millions. We'd love to have you involved too, so please visit multiplyinggood.org and look for ways to get involved in a community near you. Be well and keep multiplying good.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we can walk it out. We gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up in spite of silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet and move mountains, bring it to its feet, move mountains. And I'll rise like the day, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other, and we will rise, and we'll rise, oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, high like the waves, we'll rise up, in spite of the ache, we'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you,
How about that? Never before have we seen so much good packed into 1 hour. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to everyone who donated and shared your experience with us on social media. Thank you to my co-hosts, Kimberly, Sharon, Dean, and Angie. And we'll see you next year at the 2021 Jefferson Awards. Until then, find a way to multiply good.